Blast off time. All right, you're listening to Riverwest Radio. I'm your host, Tamir Klien. We're going to have to get something figured out with the mics in a bit. There is something going on with the audio, so apologies, Ian. But
can you hear me? Oh, I can hear it.
Yeah, get on there.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Well, yeah, welcome to the show.
What's up, Tamir?
Yeah, not too much. Another beautiful Monday.
It was.
So yeah, definitely enjoying that. Yeah, so this is going to be a really interesting episode. This is the first time that I have not had a surfer on before. So you're the first non-surfer guest.
I surf the internet. Does that count?
Yeah, surf the world wide
Digital
web.
surfer.
Yeah.
I boogie boarded once or twice.
Oh yeah.
In San Diego.
Okay.
That's the limit of my surf knowledge, really.
Well, that's something there. So, Ian McCullough, you're a person, but also a musician. Is there anything else you do in town besides make music?
That's mostly what I do in town nowadays.
Okay.
I did some web development. That's what I went to school for. In town, Marquette University. Represent. Gotta represent. My parents went there, my grandparents went there, and I went there. I didn't want to go there, but I went there anyway. There was some sort of legacy.
Ah, there we go. Sorry about that,
Exactly.
folks. Yeah.
We just eureka moment.
Figured it out. So I've been telling everybody on the show that you have a new album coming out. You want to tell us a little bit about your band, what you do, the origins of MC Cullah a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah. And you're one of the only people who really know that prefix MC there.
Oh.
That's an OG. Cullah is what I would go by now. I'm always an MC. I'll always be an MC. But I formed a kind of a moniker for all my music that I've been making, lots of different genres and stuff, as MC Cullah back in 2006, and then about in 2008 and 2009, right around the time I met you, I made Cullah in 2008 and E = MC Cullah in 2009. That was the real big one for me. I feel like that changed a lot of things. I released it online and still to this day have the biggest spike of traffic on my website from that one release in 2009, even to this day.
Wow.
But then I just kind of was doing school and making music every year. It was always a priority for me because I was able to make an album every year, and continued to. And only until a couple of years ago when I moved here into Riverwest, that's when I started pursuing it with everything.
Is there a particular reason why you? Because I know you have mentioned that you release it on your birthday. Is it just like kind of like a birthday present to yourself in a way, or is there a reason why you do it every year like that?
Yeah, I think honestly the initial thought was, it was in high school going around, everyone they would figure out it's your birthday and everyone would tell you happy birthday. They'd just go out of their way to tell you. It was before Facebook could remind you and stuff. Even MySpace would have it.
Whoa,
yeah.
MySpace.
Yeah. Did MySpace have birthdays, right? Yeah. But yeah, people would just know that it's your birthday and they'd come and say hi. And my initial thought was just to capitalize on that natural moment, because I've never wanted to like, hey, check out my mixtape and like unsolicitedly give it to people. That's why I release it all for free, because it's like, hey, you got nothing to lose. It's for free, and I always feel bad pushing it on. I don't think it's not a type of relationship I want to start off with the music. It's not like something that should be pushed like in people's faces. So on people, that I was just adverse to that, let's just say. And so like one that 2008, 2009. It was my birthday, and people would say, "Happy birthday." I go, "Oh yeah, here." It's like I felt better when they would. I would give them a CD right. After they'd say happy birthday.
It's almost like those goodie bags you would get at a friend's birthday party.
Yeah.
Except like adult goodie bags.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it evolved later when I started to think about it. I think there was definitely some subconscious, like something to do with, either a birthday present for myself, or I like to think of it now as, at least that's how I perceive it now, as more of a reverence of my own creation. Mm-hmm. So I might as well create on the day that I was created, or at least, like kind of amplify that thought.
It's like, that's a pretty meta
thought. Welcome to 2019.
Also, I think just giving out music like that when I was, so you had a Kickstarter going on, or right? It was a Kickstarter, or
technically
GoFundMe?
It was just it was something that I had built.
Okay.
On my website using a WordPress plugin that I had edited and put together. It was bare bones stuff. So there's I call it a Kickstarter because
but it wasn't through.
It wasn't through Kickstarter.
But
it was a crowdfunding.
Okay.
Fundraiser. Yeah, it was an album and tour fundraiser, I called it. But it was also, people get stuff in return. You're not just donating. Mm-hmm. You're always getting something back, no matter what.
Well, I just thought it was so cool that it just seemed like so many. It wasn't just a couple of big donors and then maybe a couple of little donors. It was just a lot of people donating just various amounts. And I feel like just from your origins of giving out music to people, and you just wanting to, like you said, not push trying to sell your music. I think it really showed in the community that like supports you, because just all these people, just every every day you were posting like, "Hey, thanks such and such for donating." And
I did this morning.
Yeah, and then people are still donating even after you exceeded your quota.
Yeah, that was one of the more mind-blowing things of this whole last year of this album. Yeah, last year I had a small donation thing where I just asked with the small amount and something very, I think it was like $1,000 I asked for. And it was all donation. It was just like, hey, if you want to, go for it. But there would still be people that would do it. So then I was like, you know what? This year, let's change the model from donation to, no, let's see if we can actually get some money to invest in a bunch of things for the album to make it happen, like get vinyl, which is what's happening, cassette, which is what's happening, a bunch of stickers, CDs, and a little tour. And it's all every single drop of all that fundraiser is going directly into all that. I wish I had more of my own stuff I could put to it. But so the amount of people that came out, it's like I don't even know if they know how much it's like actually being used. Like every single cent has been going to investing in this album. So hopefully then on the return of that, I can get some more for the next year. Do it even bigger. Do it even try and, or at least keep growing.
Just keep it going.
It was mind blowing. I didn't expect that. Really, I had a feeling of something. Maybe I'd reach half. That's what I thought to myself. And then with the 30 days left, it was done.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Well, I finally got issues figured out. I was going to play an intro from your new album, but would you mind if we just threw that on now?
I don't mind it.
Yeah, let's get it rolling. Let's get these tunes playing. So yeah, this song is called "I Don't Mind."
La 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 la. I can bite you on your arm. It tastes delicious, like a flush red apple skin. I know you don't mean harm. You seem suspicious, but your smile is quite enchanting. A thread of your hair sewn with your needle stare, and a rhinestone glare, a wave of fiery love taking full control and swallowed me whole. Stop. Look, are you hip to the sound? Are your hips turning round? Is your lost soul found? I can find it. I don't mind it. I'll be kind, give it slack before I wind it. But I don't mind it.
He doesn't mind it.
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 I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, to have his heart beat slowly. I just wanna have some fun and feel a bit less lonely. But I don't mind it.
He doesn't mind it.
I don't mind it.
He doesn't mind it.
I don't mind it.
He doesn't mind it.
I don't mind it.
He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it.
I never will hear the warning that you might be sounding. I just feel my face warming and my heart start pounding, pounding for your love. He doesn't mind it.
Ooh, little spooky.
Yeah, it is.
I like it. It sounds a lot different than your previous work.
Yeah,
But-
every song is always different than the previous one.
Mm-hmm. So I noticed there's a lot of instruments going on in there. Were you playing all those? Or-
Yeah, everything there was mine. Well, I had written the female vocal part with my voice. I had sang it like originally, and then I thought, no, I need to get an actual female vocal in there because I mean I could reach those notes. Some of them, like some of them were a little harsher than others, the higher ones. But I was like, no, just tonally, like in terms of tone and everything, I need to get someone else. And I actually got an old friend of mine's sister who lives here in Riverwest too. So that's a full Riverwest song right there, recorded, and it was a collaboration. Even the person who mixed it, we didn't mix it in Riverwest, but he's also from Riverwest, Mike Noyce.
Okay.
Who does run sound all around Milwaukee, but also is known for his work with Bon Iver and Tallest Man on Earth and everything. But yeah, that a lot of spookiness in there that wasn't originally. It was supposed to be like a funky, sexy song,
Yeah.
and then it started to get a little off the rails, but that's kind of the whole idea of that. Is kind of the approach of kind of dating almost. It's almost dating. That's kind of what that song's about.
Yeah.
About my at least a philosophy that I've followed, and for good or for better or for worse in the dating and trying to get to know someone. So like not just
It's not always
intimate.
always funk all the time. It's
No,
like,
there's some spooky parts, man. There's things where everything breaks down, and and there's still some a lot of primal instincts that are carrying you forward, but all this cerebral thoughts, like the "he doesn't mind it" chorus, is kind of, to me, represents a lot of different pressures that I feel, and that they're like a lot of myths and things that I've been told my whole life about what it means, like how I should react and how I should act in a dating relationship.
I do find it is strange, like how your mind, there's thoughts you want to act on and think, but then there is also societal and things that you're friends and family, what they were brought up knowing or what they perceive to be true. And like I guess I'm just reiterating, but it is very strange how you have to somehow balance all those together and figure out your own truth.
And sometimes, and that's what that chorus is. That chorus of especially female, added to the power of the message too, because just me there wouldn't have the same impact, because that having females, or at least a chorus. It's only one girl who had done that, Monica Murphy. She had only done a few of them, but we layered it over. It wasn't a whole chorus, just her singing a chord. But like that's always there throughout the whole song. It's like no matter what I'm trying to do, it's like he doesn't mind. It's always there, ringing in your head. As the progression of the song goes, and different. I think about it like this now because I'm working on a music video for it. So it's this whole concept now. It originally as a song was just like, oh yeah, that's that fun, funky, sexy song. That was all I thought about it. Mm-hmm. I'm never really this into my like introspective of the music until it's long after it's done. I don't even think about it when it's going on. Sometimes when I think too much about it, the song can be ruined and I can't continue it and I can't finish it because it's been it's too much in my own head and doesn't feel good. But that one, so I've been able to let go. That's why I can release. This is my 13th record. I feel like as soon as I'm done with this, I have been conditioning myself to do that. Just make the song, release it, abandon it, move on, and then come back later, and I can come up with new things, or I can extend it, or I can come up with meaning, or other people interpret it in different ways, and then it changes into a completely different like song. Sometimes even like they'll change. It's interesting. Part of what the last couple of years when I've been performing with different ensembles and stuff, playing different things, the songs that I originally made just by myself, it's such an intimate and thing for me personally, just by being the only one involved, and now having like putting it out in the world and changing it and having to put in different arrangements with different groups and in different settings and to tailor to different crowds and stuff. It's an interesting challenge.
Well, I've been to a lot of your shows, and I do find that depending on the venue and depending on who you're playing with, you could be, I've probably heard certain songs at least maybe, a dozen times, but it seems like each time you'll be doing something different with it, or have a different, like there's a different vibe to it, or maybe like there'll be,
right.
It will be played out differently, which is like pretty cool and fresh.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least, maybe not. I like some songs I try to nail it just like I did it on the recording.
Yeah.
If I can,
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the circumstance, but like I don't know. I've been to concerts where I hear people and it's like, I mean, that's cool. Like cool. You change the melody, like the way you're singing stuff. But I can't help if this musician's probably been playing it 10 years, and playing the same song, and some can still just nail it every single time, and some try to deviate, and I don't really know where I'm going to fit into that, like how I can balance the keeping it fresh. I think it's all about the ensemble. It should just happen naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It should like if a song is stale, just be done with it or don't play it. I don't know, abandonment, right? I was like, I'll write more.
Let it leave the nest.
Yeah, let it be free.
Well, on that note, I see you have your banjo with you.
I do.
You think maybe we should invite some of these grown up birds back to the nest and try out some tunes?
Are you consciously using a bird analogy?
Yeah, I was trying to circle back to the song's leaving the nest, and then
because the song I'm about to play is about nests and about a bird.
Oh,
really?
that was totally not planned at all, by the way.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah, the song's called White Crow Flies.
Okay.
So it's the second or third to last tune on Spectacullah, but I had written it before. You might have heard it before if you've seen me perform the banjo before. Have you? I don't know.
I feel like I have.
But this song is about a crazy dream I had, where was a flooding dream, and there's kind of, it's a magical fantasy world essentially where humans would be in mountains and caves and stuff escaping the flood, and then they started to mine into the mountain and stuff, and then I was one of the people that were in this mine, and I gathered a bunch of rubies, and then finally when the flood subsided, I went outside and went into the lush green swampy area of like everything's still pretty, things are growing, and I planted a bunch of rubies. And then the next morning I went down to where they were, and they had grown into red marigold bushes, and on the marigold flowers there was a bunch of rubies in there, and there was this white crow. So that's the dream, and then I started to write a song about, for some reason, like a family of white crows, not albino ones, but just white ones, and where they would go and gather these rubies and put them in their nest and tuck them in the feathers of their children and their young to try and speed up their growth and try to make them grow fast. And it's this song is a story of one who grew really, really fast, and then ended up not knowing the power of his own growth and kind of freaked out and accidentally killed his parents and destroyed his nest. And it's a song of him kind of coming to terms with that and flying away as fast as he can. So that's very much leaving the nest in a violent and epic way,
so to speak.
It's very surreal. Let's see if I can do this. How's that? Not bad.
Down by the river where the rubies grow, high up in the sky in the merry-go, stolen by the crows as white as snow. You give to the baby for ready and go. Not one day later when the baby could speak, he tore apart his nest with the quick technique, struck by the strength of his own sharp beak, bound to the sound of his mother's shriek. Days go by and the white crow flies, days from the gaze of his mother's eyes, cutting through the stalks of the old wild rye, rubies on his feather grow to ramify. Taken by the shimmer and shaken by the shine, the white crow glows with the light divine, struck by the magic of the oldest kind, headed far away across the borderline. White crow flies.
Yeah, I think I've heard you play the banjo, but I don't know if I've ever. Yeah, I don't know if I've heard that song. That was groovy.
Yeah, there's a bass guitar and some drum brushes, and it's wicked, like psychedelic-y rock, punk rock. It's like 1 minute and 57 seconds on the album, and it's just high energy the whole time. Just, it's wild. It turned into a crazy, but that's kind of how I wanted it to be.
Just like how the dream went.
Yeah, just like whoa.
Have you had any other songs influenced by dreams or anything? I guess like odd that maybe folks wouldn't necessarily think of.
I feel like a lot of songwriting, I get into like a dream-like state almost, kind of. I've always had crazy dreams. Like, since I was very little, I would have lucid dreaming since I was like 4. Since I can remember having any dreams, I would just be lying in my bed in sleep paralysis, just with my head floating, like going in and out of the dream world, and making up stuff with my imagination. And there was a good period of my life where, like years, where I would look forward to going to bed sometimes because I'd be able to kind of like dive into this dream world before I would fall asleep eventually. And I wonder if that was like a way I was priming myself, or if I was exercising, kind of being able to be familiar with however our minds work in the dream world, or how our creative minds can manifest. And I think like a lot of people I've talked to, musicians and stuff, and especially you can see it in performance, and a lot of people, it's almost like a channeling vibe. Like, people are there, they're just a vessel. Something's coming through them. They've practiced and they've conditioned their body to be able to reach into certain maybe mind spaces that we can't fully objectively like make sense of. You know what I mean? So that I feel like a lot of dreams I have, a lot of songs I have, when I'm writing them, like this song, it was an extension of a dream. The dream inspired a world where I was able to come up with the song with the crows. They didn't exist in the dream world. I put them in there. So it's kind of, I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I know a lot of songs where it's just like, whoa, I'm done with it. And so where did that come from? It felt like a dream.
I feel like a lot of creatives. I mean, I would find myself as a kid daydreaming a ton, and I still do. And maybe that's where it comes from, is being in that dream state, just whether it's conscious or not, but just always, I don't know, just those wheels are always turning in your head, and you're always just thinking of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at always. Just always thinking about things. Yeah. People tell me, like, do you ever, when I get caught on a rant, people will be like, do you ever like slow down on your thoughts and stuff? It's like, I want to take naps, but then I go into the dream world, and then that stuff's going.
It's not nonstop. Well, looks like we're going to be wrapping up pretty soon. Any information you want to throw out real quick? We're going to be playing album release.
Yeah, everyone should go to Cullah.com, and you can get all the information, CULLAH.com. And I got it for all the Milwaukee people. I got a show on May 4th here at the Cactus Club in Milwaukee with Clear Pioneer and Thrift Tones, May 4th. That'll be a great show.
Well, there you had it. Ian, thanks again for coming on.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and folks, have a good night. Hopefully things warm up for us. Hopefully there's some surf on the way. But in the meantime, just, enjoy your week, and watch out for Cullah when he is at Cactus Club.
Watch out.
Peace.